What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for this really quick video in relation to my last video regarding about normal risk versus high risk. Now I'll be talking about low risk. So now let's get right into it. So if you already watched at least one of my shooting profile video, you can skip this following parts here. You can just jump to the final stat part. Otherwise, just stick around so I can round you through first. So I think at this point, we all know how these risk settings work, but just for a quick refresher, basically, if you're in high risk and you decided to put it on normal risk, what happens is your overall make window will be wider, but in exchange, most of those zones won't be as pure as high risk green window. This one here is just a basic demo, but for sure, it will give you an idea. In here you can see, yeah, it got wider, but the lighter green window, which have more chances of greening the shot, shrinks. But in exchange, now that you have these darker area here, but if an input landed here, now you're giving it a chance to be a white make. If you're using high risk and it landed there, it has 0% chance. And for low risk, pretty much the same things happen. You got wider overall make window, but it's not as pure as normal risk. Before we go to the Season 2 results, let's have a quick recap first of your Season 1 results. Basically, my recommendation was, if you're on high risk and you shoot 55 or better, you gotta stay on high risk. If you shoot between 30 and 55, better stay at normal, and 30 and below should use low risk. So now let's see if there's any changes. So now for this season, I did the same things. I shot a lot of shots using my modded controller. And again, I only use this controller for testing. It is not that smart, and this is all homemade, including the program. So you can't buy these anywhere. And now for the results, here's the first chart. This one here could be a bit confusing, so if it's not that clear to you, the second chart will be much easier to understand. So basically, here's how you read it. So it means that if you're shooting around 80% at high risk, using the same timing, if you use normal risk instead, you will make less. And by the way, don't focus much on the actual numbers. Of course, it will fluctuate depending on a lot of things. Just focus on the gaps and which settings is much better. And just to give you an idea why things like this happen, I'll show you these. So let's say at high risk, your inputs are around here, and 80% of these inputs went in. Now, if you do the same input on normal risk, instead of these inputs here to be almost or 100% green, now since they landed on the lower chance of greening, the darker green windows, now you're giving them a chance to miss. Now for the next one, if you shoot just above 60% on high risk, it is a close one, but it's still better to choose high risk. This one here is the borderline for high risk and normal risk. And now for the next one, for low risk, in here you can see if you shoot around 22% on high risk, it is a close one as well, but it is much better for you to choose low risk. So now for the final recommendations, if you shoot above 60% on high risk, better stay at high risk. And if you shoot between 22 and 60% on high risk, normal risk is much better for you. And if you shoot around 22% or lower, unfortunately, you have to make a business decision and choose low risk. There could be lots of interpretations on what went down, but the way I see it is normal risk got better, like the range of players that can benefit from it is now bigger. So that's all for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.